Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sublimation Life. Today we're going to be looking at how to make this adorable watermelon treat box. Right now, as you can see, I just have a bunch of little suckers in there. It's a great little decoration for spring, summer, outdoor picnics, parties, or even just for indoor decorations. I would say the level for this specific project is a beginner to easy, maybe to medium, but honestly, it's a super simple project. It makes an adorable little tree box. For this specific project, I did find on Creative Fabrica. I'll go ahead and link the project in the description so you can check that out. And I'll also link the Creative Fabrica website as well. There really is so much to love about that site. There's thousands of graphics, crafts, designs, and even fonts to choose from. This one I do believe is part of the subscription package, which is actually a really good deal as well. And then there's also designs that you can get at a price. But I do like the subscription because you can use about, I want to say 99% of all the items that are on that website included in the subscription. You don't have to pay any additional fees. You can use whatever you want, comes with licensings for commercial use, and it's just a really fun website. So again, I'll go ahead and link that in the descriptions for you if you want to go ahead and check that out. But for now, let's go ahead and see how we make this cute little watermelon box. I'll show you the materials needed and then also the step-by-step instructions on how to make it. So let's get started. All right, so for the materials, like I said, it's a very simple project. I only have a couple things out here right now because this is the basics of what you need. You'll need cardstock. You'll need green, white, red, and black. I chose to use the glitter cardstock, which actually came out really cute, gave that glittery effect, and just did regular base cardstock for the rest of it. You'll need either craft glue. I have a tacky craft glue, quick dry, or in my case that I really enjoy using is a hot glue gun. I use little dabs. It dries really fast. There's very little waiting time in between steps. Aside from these few things, you'll need your cutting machine. We'll be using a Cricut Explore Air 2, and then also Cricut Design Space. And then if you're going to do this specific project, you will need to go into the descriptions, check out the link, and it'll take you exactly to this project. Now let's go ahead and get started on how to make it. All right, here we are in Cricut Design Space. As you can see, I've already uploaded the watermelon template. If you need to, you're going to go over to your left panel to the upload and upload image. It'll bring up a section so you can upload each file. There's going to be 4 of them. There's the grass layer, the 2 outer panel layers, and the watermelon seeds. So you want to add those to your canvas. Again, I've already done that, so I'm just going to push cancel. It'll come up like this. Now, if you want to resize this, you can do that, but you want to make sure that you have everything highlighted, and that way you're keeping the ratio of the size of all the pieces the same. So make sure it's highlighted, that way you can adjust everything at the same time. If you're only adjusting one piece, then the ratio is going to be off and your pieces won't fit. Once you have all this uploaded, there is one step that I like to do for this specific project, and that is actually separating these 2 pieces, which are the inner panels. And I like to do that because the base layer, I use a glitter cardstock, and then for the inner panels, I just use a plain cardstock. If you keep them grouped like this together, you can't separate them onto different pieces of paper. So in order to do this, we're going to go ahead over to the right side panel with the main grass. We're going to go down to the sub layer, click on that, and we're going to duplicate that. Now you can notice that the original one has lines, so you want to keep that one because those are your score lines. So we're going to go ahead and take this one that doesn't have lines. We're going to go over to contour and go ahead and hover over the big base piece and click that. You can see down here it's just disappeared. These parts will still be there when you close out. And now it's separated from this part. And to separate this part, Go back over to your right side layers, click on it, but don't duplicate, just click on that one. Go to contour again, and this time we're just going to get rid of the inner panels and exit out, and now you have the separated pieces. As you can see, when I was just moving that piece, it moved away from your score lines. To keep that from happening, go ahead and just highlight both of those. And we're going to go back over to our right side, go down to attach, and this will keep the lines and that base piece together when you go over to your make it. Otherwise, if you don't attach it, it's going to be two different sections on your cutting mat and it won't cut properly. So this is an important step of attaching. Now that you have all of your layers that you need, you can go ahead and go over to make it. All right, so here we are with our mats. I do generally use a 12 by 24. I can do more cuts and 2 different colored cardstocks, or even more if you cut it up enough. But just in the case of showing you, I did keep all the colors sectioned. So you have your white piece of the watermelon, there's the seeds, there's the green part, and then also the red part of the watermelon. So all of the pieces are there. We'll go ahead and go over to continue. And now that it's at your set base materials, I like to go ahead and change my dial to custom. And then from there you can go to browse all materials. If you're just using plain cardstock, I prefer to use the cardstock for intricate cuts and then leave it as a default pressure. If you're using glitter cardstock, you'll want to do glitter cardstock and then do more pressure. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and push glitter cardstock because I will be using a glitter cardstock. I'll change it on over to more. We'll go ahead and insert our first cutting mat and then press go when you're ready. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces cut out. We have the large base piece, 2 inner panels, 2 of the white outer parts, and then 2 of the red outer panels as well. And there should be 14 of the little seeds that will be placed onto the red panel. So the first thing is going ahead and setting off the large base piece. We don't need the inner panels right now. We're gonna work with the 2 outer layers and the seeds first. Now both sides of the watermelon are going to be identical, so you have 2 of the same cutouts, just like that. You should have 2 white ones and 2 red ones. 14 black seeds all together, 7 will go on each side of the watermelon. So the first step is to go ahead and place your red watermelon part onto the white watermelon part. Just kind of line it up the best you can there. And then we'll go ahead and glue the red to the white panel. So go ahead and do that. And I'm just starting with a little bit there just to get it tacked down. And then I'll go back around and get it really glued on. All right, so go ahead and start gluing all around the border there. That way it gets a good seal. Now that you have your first one, you'll go ahead and do the exact same thing with the other 2 pieces. so there's the first two outer panels. We'll go ahead and also now place the seeds onto those. So we have the two outer panels all done. We'll set those off to the side for now, and we'll bring out our base layer and we'll go ahead and work with this. So with the base layer, there are score marks on the paper. So with those score marks, you're going to go ahead and bend those. You can do it with each and every single fold right there, all throughout on both sides. And then the rectangular parts here also fold. So you'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now that you have all of your folds made, we're going to go ahead and flip it over. You can do this part before or after, but I do find it's easier to do it before, and that's putting the panels on, because if you're trying to put everything on when it's already put together, it's a little more difficult versus doing it flat. So I'll go ahead and put the inner panels in. So we'll just line them up really well, and then go ahead and glue those into place, and then we'll move into putting the outer panels on. Okay, so you have your inner panels on. We'll go ahead and flip it back over, and now we'll do the outer panels. So with the outer panels, you want to go ahead and really make sure they're lined up right against the edge, just like that. And go ahead and make sure it's nice and stable before you move. And then go ahead and tack it on one corner, and then do the rest. Okay, so you should have your inner and outer panels on, kind of looking like this. Now, if you used regular cardstock that's colored on both sides, you won't have this white strip down there. But with glitter stock, the inner part's going to be white, but you're going to be filling it anyways, so it's not going to be seen. So now we're going to go ahead and just put this together. You'll fold this up, and this will go here, just like that. And the side panels, this side flap here, all of these tabs will connect to where it's a flat angle there. So it's flat, curves, flat, curves, flat, curves, and then it's flat right there. These will all line up perfectly right along. And at the very top, you should come together at a perfect angle, just like that. So go ahead and glue your first set of tabs on, and then we'll go through and do the rest. I'll go ahead and do this one slowly just to show you. So you'll take your first tab and glue a little dot there. You don't need much. And then just fold it into itself. Just like that. Your inner tabs will be on the inside. And that's your first set of tab there. And then go ahead and do your very top tab. That's how I like to do it anyways. That way you know it's nice and lined up. And then you can do the two inner tabs. So line up the corners and then just press in your tab and hold it until it's ready. And then release, and you should be all lined up like that. Now go ahead and do the 2 additional tabs. If you've done it the way I did, you can go ahead and just pull these back, put a dab of glue, and then push it into the wall. And then I like to go ahead and just kind of push my finger where it meets, and that way it gives a nice, smooth, flat line, and everything lines up really well. So just like that. Okay, and then you'll do your last tab. All right, so you have your first set of tabs put together. You'll do the exact same thing with the rest of them. All right, there you have it, a cute little treat box or flower box, whatever box you want to make it. It's just cute for decorations, especially with springtime and the summertime, those outdoor picnics, or just even for indoor decorations. If you enjoyed this tutorial, if it was helpful for you, go ahead and boop that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share for others so that they can get helped as well. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting!